Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to crack open a fantastic book, Mark Minervini's Think and Trade Like a Champion, to figure out what really separates the best traders from, well, everybody else. Let's dive right in.
So, let me ask you something. Do you think success in the stock market is just luck? Like a giant casino where some people get hot and others don't? Because what if I told you that the greatest traders in the world say that winning isn't luck at all, that it's actually a choice? A decision you make long before you ever click the buy button.
And that quote right there, that is the absolute core of what we're exploring today. Minervini's whole philosophy boils down to this. Elite performance isn't an accident. It's not something you just stumble into. It's a path you choose to walk, something you build piece by piece on a solid foundation of discipline and process.
All right, so let's dive into this first big idea. The very first step on this path is making what he calls the champion's choice. And it's all about deciding, right here, right now, what kind of player you're actually going to be in this game.
You see, Minervini says there are really only two types of traders. On one side, you've got the wrecker. This is the person who's all over the place, totally reactive, trading on gut feelings and hot tips. And when things go wrong, it's always someone else's fault. But then you have the builder. The builder ignores all that noise. They just methodically lay one brick at a time, following a solid blueprint. The question is, which one are you?
So if you decide to be a builder, what's your most important tool? Well, it's this right here, the absolute cornerstone of everything, a plan. And not just any plan, but a non-negotiable one. Because let's be real, without a plan, you're not trading, you're just gambling.
See, for a champion, hope is a four-letter word. It's the enemy. Hoping is what the wrecker does. A builder, on the other hand, operates on a plan. Every single move, where you buy, where you'll take your profit, and, this is the big one, where you will cut your loss. All of that is defined before you even think about placing the trade. No exceptions.
And listen, a plan isn't some fuzzy, abstract idea in your head. It looks like this. It's something you can point to on a chart. It means knowing your exact buy point based on a specific pattern that you can see, that's repeatable, and that you found ahead of time. You see the difference? You're not guessing anymore, you're executing a well-defined strategy.
Okay, now we're moving on to what might be the single most important pillar of them all. Seriously, this is the one thing that separates the pros from the amateurs, and it's what guarantees you survive to fight another day. And that is playing defense first.
Okay, I want you to imagine something for a second. Let's say you take a massive hit on one trade. I mean a real gut punch of a loss. And just like that, poof, your account is down 50%.
So the big question is, how much do you need to make on what's left just to get back to even, just to break even?
100%. You heard that right. You have to double your money just to get back to where you started. This brutal, unforgiving math, this is it. This is the #1 reason why amateurs blow up their accounts while champions live to trade another day, because they are absolutely obsessed with managing their risk.
So here's the mindset shift, and it's a big one. Your first job as a trader isn't to make money. It's to protect the money you already have. A champion's first thought is never, ooh, how much can I make on this? It is always, okay, what's the absolute most I am willing to lose if this thing goes against me? And what's so cool is that this relentless focus on risk, it actually leads to something kind of surprising, almost counterintuitive when it comes to making profits. It's what we're going to call the champion's math.
So, get this. Can you be wrong half the time? Can you be wrong more than half the time and still be a ridiculously profitable trader? It sounds impossible, right? But the answer is a huge, resounding yes. And it all boils down to a very simple but super powerful mathematical relationship.
Okay, just look at this table. It tells the whole story. You've got trader A over here, feeling pretty good about themselves, winning 60% of their trades. But look, their wins and losses are the same size, so they barely make anything. Now look at trader B. They lose more often than they win. But, and this is the key, their winning trades are 3 times bigger than their losing trades. And the result? They are 4 times more profitable, all by managing the math.
And that right there, that is the secret engine of all profitability in trading. It's not about your win rate, so stop obsessing about being right all the time. Focus on this ratio. The only thing that matters is that when you win big, and when you lose small. That's it. That's the whole game.
All right, so let's put all these pieces together now. We've got the choice, the plan, the defense, the math. How does this all come together? Well, it builds into what you can think of as the champion's process. This is basically the operating system that runs in the background for any elite performer.
And it's not just a checklist, you know? It's a continuous loop. It starts with making that choice to be a builder. From there, you always trade with a plan. You make it your #1 priority to protect your capital. You engineer your trades so that your wins are bigger than your losses. And then, and this is so critical, you analyze everything, your wins and your losses, so you can constantly improve.
And the difference between living by this process versus just winging it, well, it couldn't be more stark. I mean, look at this. On one side, you have the result of a solid plan, capturing a monster trend like Google in its early days. And on the other side, you have the devastating cost of hope, just riding a stock like Cisco all the way down the mountain, completely destroying your capital.
And this really brings us to the final, most important takeaway of all. See, amateurs are obsessed with compounding their money, but what they end up doing is compounding their mistakes. Champions get it. They understand that the only way to truly compound your money over the long run is to first compound your knowledge, to compound your discipline. Every single trade is just feedback to get better and stop making the same dumb errors. So, it all comes back to that first question. Are you going to be a builder, or are you going to be a wrecker? The path to trading like a champion is laid out pretty clearly. And as Mark Minervini makes crystal clear, the choice of whether or not to walk down that path, well, that choice is entirely up to you.